Welcome to the Own Your Day AI podcast, powered by RescueTime. Here we turn RescueTime's blog posts into engaging conversations that help you learn and grow. Let's get started.
Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're diving into a topic that might seem a little, unexpected in 2025. Manual timesheets.
Yeah.
I know, right? You'd think with all the tech we have nowadays that manually logging those work hours would be, a thing of the past. But
It's pretty surprising.
it is. And you might be surprised by how many people are still doing it. That this deep dive is all about exploring, kind of digging into the hidden costs of sticking with that old school method, those manual timesheets. We'll be taking a look at an article that really digs into this. And get this,
Okay.
a surprising 38% of employees here in the U.S. are still using manual timesheets.
Wow.
That's a lot. We're talking pen and paper, spreadsheets, you name it. So whether you're a freelancer, part of a team, or even if you manage other folks, this deep dive is for you. We'll be talking about things like legal issues that can pop up, opportunities you might be missing when it comes to billing, and we'll even discuss how using some of those more, professional tools can actually boost your confidence.
I like that.
So are you ready to ditch the Stone Age and step into the future of timekeeping?
Let's go.
All right, let's jump in. What's really interesting is that, you'd think everyone would have jumped onto the tech bandwagon by now.
Right.
But those manual timesheets, they've really stuck around.
They have. They've stubbornly stuck around. And there are some very obvious reasons for that. The article points out the low cost. I mean, a pen and a notebook are pretty budget friendly.
Definitely.
And free spreadsheet software is readily available.
Absolutely. And plus, there's that comfort in the familiarity. We've all used those methods at some point. It's easy to kind of fall into that if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality.
Exactly. And to be fair, in some industries like construction, those hands-on trades, manual tracking might still be the most practical approach. But for many of us, especially those who are working independently, those seemingly small inefficiencies, they can snowball into some significant costs.
That's a great point. It's easy for freelancers and entrepreneurs to think, hey, I'm my own boss. I don't really need to be super precise with all that time tracking stuff.
Right.
But that's where those hidden costs, they really start to creep in.
They do. And the article uses this, powerful analogy. Imagine you're a plumber. You wouldn't show up to a job without your trusty wrench, right?
No way.
For those of us who trade in time, accurate time tracking, that's our essential tool. That's how we make sure we're fairly compensated for our expertise.
Absolutely. That's such a good analogy because, we wouldn't expect a plumber to just kind of guesstimate their hours. So why should we do that with our own work? The article also had this anecdote about forgetting to log those small tasks, like responding to a quick email, maybe doing some competitor research. It made me realize just how easy it is for those billable hours to just slip away without even realizing it.
Absolutely. And that's a perfect example of how those little insignificant moments can really add up over time. Plus, when you're manually tracking, it's a lot harder to spot when those projects start exceeding the scope that was originally agreed upon.
Right.
You're so focused on delivering good quality work that you might not realize you're basically working for free.
Ouch. That hits close to home.
Right?
It's like when you go grocery shopping without a list. You end up just buying a bunch of stuff that you don't need and blow your budget.
Yeah.
Scope creep is,
A budget killer.
it really is.
Yeah.
A budget killer for freelancers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about the psychological impact. When you're using those professional tools, it projects an image of, you're competent. Just imagine, presenting a client with a polished software-generated report versus, a photo of your scribbled notes.
Right.
Which one inspires more trust?
No contest. Definitely the software.
Right.
And using dedicated tools like that can boost our own confidence too.
It's true.
Especially when we're dealing with clients. It's like that dress for the job you want mentality. But for our business processes.
I like that. Dress your business for success. But it's not just about confidence. Using software provides us with valuable data that manual tracking just can't. The article highlighted how the author was able to analyze their December work patterns. That visual representation of their time, it showed them that they were most productive in the mornings and tended to, lose focus in the afternoons.
That's so interesting. It's so insightful. Just seeing those patterns can help you make, smarter decisions about how you structure your day. It's like having a personal productivity coach in your pocket. Okay, so we've talked about why sticking with manual might not be the best for, well, freelancers and entrepreneurs. But what about bigger businesses? Surely they have those systems in place, right?
Well, you'd think so, but the article argues that even for larger companies, those manual timesheets can actually create more problems than they solve. While that initial cost savings might seem appealing, the long-term consequences, well, they can be really significant.
So we're talking about more than just like wasted paper and lost pens here.
Oh, yeah. Think about it. When employees spend valuable work time wrestling with spreadsheets, hunting down those paper timesheets, that's all time. They're not dedicating to their core tasks.
Right. It makes sense.
And then there's the time that managers waste, trying to decipher those handwritten notes, chasing down all the missing entries.
Yeah. It sounds like a recipe for a major headache.
Oh, it can be. And, the scariest part, the article, it cites research that says that a whopping 80% of timesheets that are submitted by employees have errors.
Wait, 80%? Really? I
Mhm.
mean, I know we all forget things sometimes, but
It's a lot.
that's a huge margin for error.
It is, and it highlights just how unreliable those manual methods can really be. Those forgotten hours, missed clock punches, it all adds up.
Right.
And these errors, they aren't just those little administrative annoyances. They can actually lead to some serious legal risks.
Right. Okay, now we're talking about more than just lost productivity.
Yeah.
What kind of legal risks are we talking about?
Well, there's the Fair Labor Standards Act, or FLSA. It has some pretty strict requirements for record keeping, especially when it comes to employee hours and wages.
Okay, yeah.
And lawsuits related to FLSA violations, those have just skyrocketed in recent years. And companies that are still relying on manual timesheets, well, they're especially vulnerable.
I had no idea. It's like playing with fire.
The article even mentioned a school district with a multi-million-dollar budget that was still using paper timesheets.
Oh my God.
That's just a lawsuit waiting to happen.
I can only imagine. So it's not just about lost productivity and those potential legal issues, but also employee morale too, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing no one enjoys feeling micromanaged or stressed out about, tracking every minute of their day.
It's true. That constant pressure to track every single minute can be really demoralizing, especially when those systems are, well, confusing or cumbersome. The article shares an anecdote about an employee who was frustrated with their company's their overly complex digital timekeeping system.
I see.
And it just shows that even when companies try to modernize, they can still miss the mark.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So we've established that manual timesheets might not be the best way to go, no matter what size company or, your work style.
Mhm.
What's the alternative? What do we do?
Well, the article points to a solution that addresses a lot of these issues head-on: automated time tracking. Specifically, they focus on RescueTime timesheets.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Yep.
So what makes this software so special?
Well, RescueTime timesheets, it's designed to automate a lot of that time tracking process. It basically becomes your own personal timekeeping assistant. So imagine this. Instead of frantically scribbling down notes or trying to remember, when you switched tasks,
Right.
RescueTime just silently observes your digital activity,
Yeah.
meticulously documents how much time you spend on different applications, websites, that sort of thing.
So it's like having a personal assistant
Yeah.
who's laser focused on your time management. No more relying on memory or, digging through those piles of notes.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting. RescueTime, it goes beyond just that simple tracking.
Okay.
It analyzes your data, gives you insights into your work patterns, and helps you identify those potential time sinks. Remember that author from the article we talked about who discovered they were losing like 2 hours every afternoon to social media?
Yeah.
That's the power of data-driven insights.
Yeah. That's an incredible example of how just that, self-awareness can lead to some real change. And it's not about, feeling guilty or judged or anything.
Yeah.
It's about empowering yourself to make more conscious choices about how you're spending your time.
Absolutely. And speaking of empowerment, RescueTime also helps with those task assignments and project management. So it's not just for, solopreneurs.
Right.
It's a really powerful tool for teams as well.
So it kind of streamlines those workflows, keeps everyone on the same page, and provides that valuable data for, individuals and teams.
Right.
Sounds like a win-win.
It is. Plus, it integrates seamlessly with all those popular tools out there like GitHub, Asana, Trello. So your time tracking just becomes a natural part of your existing workflow. So imagine having all your work from those coding sprints to the marketing campaigns
Right.
automatically logged and synced. It's like a project manager's dream come true.
Okay, I see the big picture now. It's not just about, saving time on the data entry. It's about having a more accurate, kind of holistic view of where your time is actually going. So you can identify those bottlenecks, optimize processes, and, well, ultimately make more strategic decisions.
Exactly. Remember all those hidden costs we talked about earlier, like, missing billable hours, that scope creep,
Right.
data gaps, all those legal risks. RescueTime Timesheets tackles those issues head on. It provides accurate data, it minimizes that wasted time, and it gives you those valuable insights that we've been talking about.
It's like having a financial advisor, a project manager, and a time tracking ninja all rolled into one.
That's a pretty powerful tool.
It's almost too good to be true.
Yeah.
But, let's be honest, even the most amazing tech can sometimes be a little overwhelming to learn. Is RescueTime timesheets user-friendly? Because I'm picturing,
Yeah.
those complicated dashboards, a steep learning curve.
Not at all. The article specifically highlights just how user-friendly RescueTime is. They've clearly prioritized that simplicity, ease of use. For example, it integrates with your calendar so you can actually see those meetings and appointments alongside all your work tasks.
That's a great feature. I love tools that just integrate, seamlessly and make my life easier. Speaking of easy, what about the cost? I mean, that all sounds really impressive,
Yeah.
but I'm picturing a pretty hefty price tag.
Well, here's the best part. When you try RescueTime, you actually get timesheets for free.
Wait, for free? Seriously? That's incredible.
It's true. And I think that, that speaks volumes about how much they believe in this product. They know that once you experience the power of automated time tracking and those insights, you'll be hooked.
So we'll leave you with this final thought.
Yeah.
What small step can you take, like today, to reclaim your time and unlock your full potential? Maybe it's trying out RescueTime timesheets. Or, I don't know, maybe it's just setting aside 15 minutes each morning to plan out your day.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, we really encourage you to take action because remember, time is your most valuable asset. Make it work for you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on the Own Your Day AI podcast, powered by RescueTime. We're here to help you turn insights into action for a more productive and balanced life. Be sure to subscribe and visit our blog for more resources. See you next time.